Welcome back. So in today's episode, I want to finish up this app. Um, we are going to look at some of the conclusions we are going to make into this app, and we wind it up. And I will also inform you the modules that we have left out and why. But what is most important in today's video is that I want us to put the front end, or want to put something here so that if someone comes to the app, it doesn't look sorry, it doesn't look so much empty. So we have to put at least a front end page so that if someone comes up, really can see something. That is one thing. So then after that, we will also go ahead and populate with some data on the dashboard, and yeah, that will be it. And then what I want to make clear is that my client wanted actually only the inventory. One was interested in this model of the inventory, most times like the transfer of items, moving items, warehouse. This what was very interested. They don't have the part of the sales and purchases. Under purchase there was supplier, and the supplier moved him under the inventory. That's why this or other parts is not much relevant for them. Okay, now if you want me to continue the series to put up these other things, okay, I just want you to let me in the description. I can just continue building onto this. We add the sales, the purchases, and reports. If you want me to continue, let me in the description, but otherwise I will first put a pause onto this project as it will be done for the client. Okay, so moving on. For this UI we are going to put here, I will not just overthink about it. It is something very easy, and I hope everyone can do it. But I'm just going to borrow some components that we made into this project. If you have not watched this project, for sure you need to. If you have not watched inventory, it had a tons and tons of concepts that we did in the inventory management. It was a nice one. Okay, just if you haven't watched it, please just go and watch the inventory management system. It is there onto my YouTube channel. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank those ones who have subscribed. Okay, if you have subscribed, thank you for the support. If you haven't signed up for the course, please, you can join the waiting list. You can join the waiting list and wait for the course. Anytime is going to drop, and it will be in different parts, and we'll be working on it as we move on. Okay, so please, you can join the waitlist, and at the same time, if you want to buy me a coffee, I will leave a link to where you can buy me a coffee. Okay, so right now I'm just going to have some of the components: the header, the hero section, and the footer. Those are the only ones I'm just going to put. If you're interested, you can just go ahead and put in some other pages like the pricing and the features. You can just go ahead and put in those parts, those sections of the website. Okay, so to start with, we have, I'm just going to go to components. So under components, I've just added if you have added the navbar from the invoice. Okay, I've added the navbar from the invoice, and if you just look at it here, we have this checking this. We don't need all these checks. I can just remove some of these things here. The only thing we have to check actually is sorry, and we can also borrow the loading state. This loading, I'm just going to bring that loading so that we can also use it in our UI. This I'll just go through them. Okay, this loading, we have talked of it so many times, so it is not something that is hard to do. I will just take you through just in a second. In the app, we can just have the loading. Okay, so we have this is the nav bar from the other side. Okay, this is the nav bar from the other side, and you can see we also have here the way we are getting the initials. Okay, we already have the function for generating initials. We can still use this, or we can just use the one that we have. Okay, so, and actually I will also put this in the, I will move this into the libs in a second. Okay, but I just want to explain this. So we have these components. We have the loading state, we have the sign out and the use session from next auth React. That is not a big deal. We talked about authentication in the last video. So here we are getting the session of the logged in user. We even log here the session. Then we have here this state for the responsive. Then we have this path name. I don't think we right now need path name anywhere. So we first check if the state is loading, then we can show the loading. Now if you click on this loading, the loading comes from loading.js. Okay, it has this spinner, just this loading spinner, you remember this. Okay, so going back, we have this function which gets the initials. It takes in the full name and then it gets the initials, and we are getting the initials to display of the logged in user. Okay, so here we have this. We can just put the heading as inventory. Okay, inventory, and then you have these features. Then if status is authenticated, we are showing the initials. Okay, we have the name and the email. Then we have the sign out button, and then we have also this theme link. Now this, if you remember this theme link, you remember it, and I'm just going to go ahead and try to use this navbar so that we see how it is going to look like. Now if we wanted to go by the layout, okay, if I wanted to go by the layout, I would create another one, but I'm just going to only put it in the page. Okay, so here in the page, I'm just going to leave this link into the hero section. For now, I'm just going to go on top here and I put the navbar. So just say navbar, as simple as that. Let's see if we have any errors so far. You can just check if you have any errors. We don't have React icons. I'm just going to add React icons, so in a second here we could just replace it with the roasted React icons, but let me just see npm install React icons. Okay, so just install the React icons, and if we just check that icon by menu, I think this was the menu, is a menu icon. Okay, but since it is have finished installation, then we can, okay, so it seems like it has installed. Let me just go back here and I see if it is going to reload. Okay, so we have this now the loading spinner, which is nice, and then we have the inventory features, we have the logout, and then the logged in user right now is this one. Okay, so cool. This is good, just like this. Okay, so we can just go ahead and work on this hero section. Okay, and I guess this is already somehow responsive, I guess. Let me see. I don't know, you can just work on the responsive, guys, if it is not, but it is. You can see here you have these links, you can just go and change these links. Okay, yeah, it is responsive. Okay, the user, you can see we have the user here who is logged in. Okay, so the header is done, and you can just simply change the links. If you don't like the links on top here, you can just go ahead and change them. Then for the we have the hero section, and this color I'm just going to change it to blue, since we stick to is blue. I'm just going to change to blue, and the easy way to change is just to go and see where we have anything to do with purple. I just say Ctrl F, and I find where there is purple. Since there's no purple, what? This color is called what? Is it purple or what? Let's just see. This is, let's see, it is violet. So just find violet, and it is only one place, so you can just simply change this to blue. Okay, just change where there is violet. Violet, let's put blue. Okay, so that one is done. Okay, let's go ahead and yeah, so you can see now it is blue. So just go ahead and work on the hero section. So if you just go to the hero section, it is having an image. Okay, so the image, we are going to get the image from, let me first see this image. We need to get the image from you can just simply go to Zoho just here. Okay, you just get this image here, so save the image. I don't know if I already have the image. You can just go ahead and actually make a nice image, but we're just going to move with, I'm just going to move with this one. Okay, like here I'm just going to say mockup. You can just get a mockup and put a nice one. So okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. I don't know if I already have this image. Let me just see in public. Where is the public? I can't find the public. Okay, let me just minimize this and I see if I can see the public. It is here, and we don't have that image. I'm just going to drop that image in the public. So just go to downloads. Okay, just go to the downloads here, get this image, Ctrl C. Okay, and then let's go to this inventory, and then go back to this here, then go to public, and let's drop it here. Okay, so your mockup. Okay, so now first of all, where we have this theme link, I'm just going also to put the dashboard here. and that link is in the page. So go to page, get to this link because that takes to the dashboard. Okay, okay, just go, and here where is the hero? Okay, just go to this one, and you can just see dashboard. The text here, you could just say create, just say here. Okay, you can just say view dashboard. Okay, great. Then we have this image here. We can change the image. Okay, so just say just going to get mockup from public images, and it is not just public images, just from public mockup.png. I guess it is a PNG. Let me see. Yeah, so mockup.png, we have it, and then I'm just going to come and I give this here as mockup. Okay, and then here you can just say it is inventory app, and we are going to change a little bit in this. We will change it, we modify it a little bit, most specific the background, but right now let's first put it and see how it looks like. So I'm just going to go to page, close these, let's close this and see. Okay, so down here I'm just going to put hero. Okay, just put the hero section. Let's go back and wait and see. Okay, just see if we have any errors. Okay, so here we have this. The image is, I'm not seeing the image. Okay, finally it has come. Okay, and by the way it matches, but I want to change this. Okay, I want this to be in this format here. I want this to be in this format where you have this text and then we have this down here. I just want it to be that way. So I'm just going to go ahead and change this. First of all, change it from blue. So I'm just going to go back to hero section. First of all, I just want to change this to blue, and we'll also change it to gradient. Let me first leave it for a second. I'm just going to go down. So where we have this flex, we have flex core. So the first thing was into this grid. Okay, we could just change this to grid column 1. Okay, let's see if we do that, what happens. Okay, so you can see it goes here, and we can just go ahead and say we already have items center, and we don't need actually just like this to be really grid. We could just apply literally flex. If you just check here flex and flex core. Okay, items center, let's see. Okay, and then we could just also do like text center. So you can just say item center, then also text center. Okay, just like that, text center. Okay, It did not change much. But let me first see, did it just put this space? Let's see. Okay, text center was not changing anything. I wanted these buttons to be in the center. I think I can apply also flex onto them. They already have actual flex here and flex items center also. Okay, so that is good. I'm just going to work onto this spacing that is there. So we have this padding Y that is right now not working. I don't know why. Let me just see why this padding is not working. Oh, it's working just for C32. Okay, just select 32 and see if that works. Okay, it does work. Okay, so that's good. It's looking good. I just want to first of all change this to this. Okay, just going to change the text to this one. So where we have this, just add that. Then we have this description. We can just also add this description. Okay, this description, just add that just like that. Then you have this the link. So far we have this. Okay, and we could just limit this text somehow by giving here a max width. So I just go ahead and add here like a max width of maybe for Excel and MX Auto. See how that one changes. Okay, yep. So another thing is to have now text center. Okay, let's see. Okay, so that is much better. So we have the text, and you could just even go ahead and take this one to for Excel. Okay, no, this should leave like that. This one, let's take it 5. Can even make it more bigger. Okay, inventory management software for growing business. Okay, and then increase your sales and keep track of that. That is great. And so here we can put 2 call to actions. Okay, we have to put the 2 call to actions here. They access the inventory, and then you have explore demo account. So just going to put 2 buttons actually. Okay, so I'm just going to say if someone is logged in, you can see this view dashboard. If not, then they should see this access. So let me just duplicate this. Okay, I'm just going to have a flex. So here padding Y maybe 4, then dot flex. Okay, dot space X like 4. Okay, and then dot items center. Okay, so they just have here 2 buttons, 1 2 3. Okay, I'm just going to show you why. So this first one, is going to have there's one which is going to say view dashboard, and here access the system, access the inventory system. Okay, and then the other one is this Explorer demo account. So this one is just going to say Explorer Explorer demo account. Okay, and this one I'm just going to change it. We can just going to see what we can do. We can just make this right. So just see slate 50. So just want this one to be white. This one is going to be slate maybe 100. Focus ring is going to be also slate. Title, we have it, and then you can just take this to any link you want. Okay, now one we have to show is one of these buttons. Okay, now you can just say if, so you can just put here an if statement, if status. So if status is equal to authenticated. Okay, okay, so we have to get access to the user in this. So since this we have to get the access to the user into this. If I want to get the user, just get them from session. Okay, just get them from session. So I'm just going to say, since it's a say const session is equal to get server session. Okay, and then you pass in host options. Okay, as simple as that. So this gives us a user or the session, and you can just use the session instead here. Okay, and you can just say if there is session, if session dot, and the session we can have the user. If session we could just have if just session exists. Okay, if this exists, then we can have this one says view dashboard. Okay, errors, we can just have this. So we have to have one of them showing up, and we can check. So far not on that, just onto this. So you have 3, so one has gone. So because we have the session and then one has gone, let's just change the text here. Text slate 900. Okay, and why it is not changing is that let's just give it any other color. I'll give it any other color. Where is the wait, I'm changing a wrong one. I think I'm changing a wrong one. It's supposed to be this one. Let me first say text slate 900. Okay, let's see. Now if if you see by default, and this is normally why people use CRX, if you check in this theme link here, you see by default we have this text white. So this is the where it is causing the conflict. So for this case, I'm just going to cut it off. Okay, so cut it off, and these ones which want text white, you can just simply put text white literally there, just like that. Okay, and then this one, now this text slate is going to work. Okay, you can see it is going to work. Okay, so that's great. So far is looking better. Now I want to change this again to also to blue. So another idea is changing it to, if you look at Zoho, they took this pink approach. Okay, you could also take approach of pink. Okay, you can just take the pink approach, this whole thing, you like to match this red. Okay, one thing that I just want to try is making this in the hero section. If you want to use a gradient, I want this to be a gradient. So if I just go and make a gradient, you can use color stops. You can see in Tailwind, you can set a gradient using this syntax. BG gradient to right, and then from the color you want. So if I just copy this, and then I come to this here. Okay, so where we have this violet, so if I just say from blue here, and I don't know if I just change this to bottom. So, and let's go and check. Okay, so you can just go in here and check, and you can see you have this fading effect. Okay, you have this fading effect. So now if that we took it to be pink, I'm wondering if this was pink, maybe 700, I don't know. Let's see. You can just try these different colors, and okay, not bad. Okay, if you just tried also the nav bar, and let's say just try here to as pink. I just want to see how this whole entire thing looks like. Okay, so you have that. Okay, you have entire new look. Okay, you have entirely new look. Let's see if we stick to blue. So if this is our blue, and then the hero section will also stick to blue. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have that blue going on just like that. I don't know, I feel like we use red or pink. Okay, whatever you just want. There is pink, and then there is also red. Okay, there is pink and red. Let me just try see red, how this would look like. Okay, so that's red. Okay, and then the other one, what if we made it black? So the nav bar to be black, since also black is in the, okay, did I make it red? BG sorry, slate, BG slate, and this is gonna be like 900. Okay, so you could just have something like that. You have this matching the mockup thing. Okay, if you made it to blue, the good thing you have that you can solve it. Let me just go to this and remove. So I'm just going to go to page here, and not this page, just go to this page, and I'm just going to remove this div. Okay, I'm just going to remove that div. There is nothing we need now with this. Okay, so yeah, we have something like that. I don't know what it should look like, guys, but whichever way, yeah, you can just get a way how you're going to design this. If you just check on Zoho, they went with this sort of like I think it's just like pinkish way of doing things. Now for us, we're having white. If you have white, then you must have let me see, if you are going to have white, you must have a very dark background. That's when things starts like showing up nicely. Let me just see if I just add this to be 800, like it is too dark. Let's see. Okay, I don't know. Okay, you can just always just like change and see what's good. Okay, so that's a typical new look. So you have all these choices you can make with your stuff. I'm just going to go back to the previous one where everything was, I think, was it blue? Okay, I'm just going to go back to my blue. Okay, and even the header, I'm just going to make it blue to match the dashboard. But that will show you that you can quickly customize the whole entire app how it should look like, and it gives it any look that you're interested in. Okay, you can give it any look you're interested in. Okay, so we have the buttons. Now the buttons, you can also just like change the colors. If I just went to this to the hero section, and for instance you have the white one is okay, this one you have BG blue. I don't know how that one looks like. Did I change the right one? Oh, it is on. I changed it over. They just say blue. Okay, just see. Okay, you have this and it is blue, but just leave it to red. Okay, just this one's to red. I'm not going to spend more time onto this. You can just go ahead and customize the way you want. Let's plug in the footer. Okay, so one thing that is remaining is the footer, and the footer I'm just going to put inventory, as simple as that, and you can just have this to be a slash. Okay, and I'm just going to copy the same text that we have on top here. Okay, this Control C, and then you can paste this text here. Okay, and then you're just going to see this was made by JB. Okay, then you have some text down for the copyright, I guess. Okay, so then just here I'm just going to say inventory, and then okay, so you can just here you can use the system. Okay, you can use the system for your personal use, like portfolio. Okay, but you cannot use it for commercial purposes, so but not like making a tutorial out of it or something. It's okay even if you do that. Just leave that. You can use the system for personal use. Okay, you are free. Just see here. You see you are free to use the system. Okay, you are free to use the system for your personal and even commercial use. I have no problem if you say the system or not. It's okay. Okay. Okay, so let's just go and plug in this footer. So I'm just go to the footer. So this footer, I can just go to still on this page here, and then I can just say footer. Okay, I can just say footer, and I can plug in this footer here. Let's go and see if there is the footer is showing up. Okay, so the footer is there and it matches in very well. Okay, yep, so that's it. We have the home page for this. You can just go ahead and customize to fit whatever you want to do. So we have the view dashboard where someone can view the dashboard. Okay, you have the dashboard where someone can view. And by the way, instead in our hero, I've remembered that we have some loading. I'm just going to use that loading instead. So we have a loading somewhere. There is one we made. I don't know if it was in the back office. So in the back office we have this loading. This one. Okay, so I just want to use this throughout the entire app. Okay, I want to use this one. So I'm just going to get this, copy it. So instead, in this loading we have here. Okay, just go to this loading that is here in this one. Instead, I'm just going to replace this. So I have this button. Okay, I'm just going to put in this one. Okay, I'm just going to see. I don't know why we need this. We can just give this 6x here, and we can just say MX auto. Okay, let's just see if we have this working. How can we see it? We can just visit the home page. Okay, that one looks weird. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to remove this max width. I don't think this max width is needed. Okay, let's try to refresh. See again, loading. Okay, just to view the dashboard. That was weird. Okay. Why is it showing like that? Let's see this. Okay, I'm just seeing. So here we have this width. Let me just change this width to full. Let me see. We have this, that, and that. Then this. Okay. So they have items justify between. Okay, if I just check here the width, we have height of 2.5, and then width, we have this width. And if I turn this to full, then there is this width, full. I don't know. Let me just go and see. Go to the dashboard. I don't know. The one we had this side was somehow much bigger. Let me just go back to this back office and just get this the way exactly the way it is. Then go back to this one. Okay, just go back to this loading and just replace this with this one. Make sure I don't replace the one of the back office. Let me just go ahead and remove all these just like this. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, I don't know why it is showing just like that. That was weird. Okay, let's just see. Okay, I'm just going to go with the, I'm not going to fight with this. I'm just going to go with the first one. Okay, I'm just going to go with the first one we had, and then we can just leave it in its own. Okay, just going to close this for a second. Okay, so where I have this layout, did I just delete the layout? This loading, let's put this one back. Okay, yeah, I just stick with this. You can just stick with this instead of having the other one. Okay, that's okay, and then we can just have it like that. Okay, so we are done with the side of the front end. Let's just come back to the side and we add some stuff. We add some things on the dashboard, some data. I'm just going to start with this inventory. I think here we can show the warehouse and the quantity of items in those warehouse. So if I just go back to this back office and then I go to the inventory, I think this is under home, and then under home we have overview. So you can just go home and then we have overview, then we have this page. This is where we have the dashboard banner and the sales overview. So when you go to the sales overview, okay, so this is the sales overview, and we have here the, for instance, the quantity in hand and this one. Okay, so you could just go ahead and fetch all the warehouses. Okay, so if I just went here and I say const, okay, get const warehouses is equal to await get data. Okay, and then here I just simply pass in the warehouse, just like that, and then make this async. Okay, just like that, and you must make sure that this is not a client component to do that. So we can just go ahead and console.log warehouse. Under warehouse, we just need to see the types, of course. So let me just go and refresh this. Okay, now when I refresh that, I'm just going to go to the console here. We can just check on the console if this has printed out this. I'm just going to scroll up. I don't know if all this undefined is having a lot of undefined. I don't know if that is the, oh, we don't have any console here. Console.log warehouses. Sorry for that. Let's just go and refresh this. Okay, so we have here an array of warehouses, as you can see here. Then the most important thing we want is this stock quantity in the warehouse. Okay, you can see we have the main branch, we have all these stuff moving on. Okay, so that's what we want to get out of it. We want to get the title, so we're interested in the warehouse. We're interested in the warehouse title and then the stock that is there. So how do I get this out of it? Okay, so I could just say we have the warehouse. Okay, we have the warehouse, and I could create a new array out of it. Let me just see. For instance, if I just say inventory const inventory, okay, inventory warehouse, okay, inventory warehouse, and I just say is equal to warehouses dot map. Okay, so we know that a map returns an array. So you're just going to see here inside I have the, maybe whatever, just call it item and index. So if I just go ahead and I do this and I just want to return, okay, I just want to return an object. Okay, if I return an object of in this order, okay, if I just return an object of this order here, not putting again title, just like this. Sorry, you just put it like this. Put here. So if I have title, and this title is item dot title. Okay, then this is stock quantity, so this one is going to be item dot stock quantity QTY. Okay, so if I just do this, and this is inventory, maybe warehouses or so, whatever. So if I just go ahead and console.log this, okay, I don't know what we are just going to get, but let's just go and refresh. Okay, please wait and just go and see what we have on the console. Okay, so you can see right now I have I have this, which has the BOU 130 and the quantity this. Okay, so I can now confidently call this replace this with the inventory summary. So you can just cut this and just put it here, and then I can remove all this inventory summary just like that. Okay, so you can see the technique how I have extracted this. This is a nice one. Okay, you have the map and then you return whatever you just want to return. So now we should just have like here these figures changing. Okay, the console.log, this one is now not needed. Okay, yep, so now inventory summary, you see we have the Kasese branch having 130 and BOU main having 50. Okay, so this is the items that are remaining in stock for these two. Okay, that is great. Okay, so moving on, now I want to look at this sales activity. So instead of saying sales activity, we can just put some of these, like how many items do we have in stock, and then we can have categories. So you can have the like items, then categories, then warehouses. How many warehouses do we have? Okay, and then how many suppliers do we have? So you can just hear some statistics in our system. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead now, see how do we make this one like this. How do we make this one happen? Okay, so we are going first of all, of course, fetch for the category. Okay, and then we have this, then we have this, and we have this. We have to fetch all these ones, and for that case we could just go ahead and fetch in parallel. Okay, instead of just doing this, because we'll do for items. Okay, I would just do something like this. For items, category, warehouse, and then finally for what else do we check? We have categories, and then maybe we just have also the warehouse. We already have the warehouses. Okay, so we have like all these ones, like we could just say items, okay, categories, and then we could just say here suppliers. Okay, of course this one would be suppliers. This one would be categories. Okay, and then this one would be items. Okay, so this kind of fetching is the sort of like this is the sequence of fetching. So this is what we call sequence of fetching, where one fetch has to wait for this, then has to wait for this, we have to wait for this, then like that. Okay, so we could just go ahead and do what we did for the items. If you remember how we fetched for the items, if you just go to inventory items, and I think it is under new page, I don't know where. Let's just first go here. So if you remember what we did here, this is exactly what we have to do. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Just simply copy all this. Okay, I'm just going to get this and just bring them here in the overview, sales overview. So instead of doing this, I'm just going to do this, paste here. So we can just get the this one as warehouse, also data, and this is warehouse, and then we have categories data, categories. So you can also say items and data, and then here is items, and then we need we don't need the brands, we could just have the suppliers. So you can remove this. 1 2 3 4 5. We can also remove this, we already have this. In fact, just remove this. Okay, so we have these 4 right now. So now for this, what we did, before I forget, this one has to be this. If we modify it like that, then just get this warehouses. We have these warehouses, then we are doing the map here. Yeah, this one will work. Okay, so for the items, so we have to come here and extract categories from categories data. Then we can have items. Okay, from items data. Then we need the warehouse. We can remove these brands, we don't need brands. Okay, just have these brands, remove it. So we have them like this, and this is power of fetching. They don't have all of them to come at once. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm just going to do is, now how do we make this? So one way is just go and fill them manually. Okay, we can just come here and say this. For instance, there was this quantity. I don't know if it is really necessary, but down here on the checkbox, I'm just going to add this one is just going to add in, for instance, 10. If this is categories here, the color is okay. The title, okay, just I say, for instance, categories. Okay, then here I can have categories dot length. Okay, I can just have categories dot length. Let's say just see if that one updates here. Okay, so for instance, we have one category. Okay, one categories, and then I'm just going to adjust in the design. Okay, for this, the sales activity card, we can just remove this where we have this unit. I'm just going to take this unit off. We don't need this unit. We can just have like one categories. Okay, just like that, one categories, and then others things just like that. Let's just go back to this. Okay, the second one, so we have the categories, then we have items, so you can just come here and you see items, and then here the number is going to be items dot quantity, so items dot length. Okay, then another one is the number of warehouses we have, so you just say here warehouses, and then here you can just say warehouse dot length, and then finally is the suppliers. So we can have here suppliers, and then here you can say 10, you can just say suppliers dot qty dot length. Okay, just get like that, and then we can just come here and we see, so we have 10 one supplier, 2 warehouses, 1 item, and this. Okay, and I don't know if we had added some links. Okay, there is this href, and the good thing is that you can now link to the items. Let me just show you. So we all know, I'm just going to go back here in inventory, for instance, items. Let me just click on items. Okay, so you can see we have one item, so we could just copy this. Okay, dashboard, so just copy this, for instance, for the items, and then here I put this dashboard inventory items. So just going to put for all of them. This one is going to be dashboard categories. Okay, categories. Okay, and then we just put warehouse. So here the link is going to be dashboard warehouse, and then finally we have suppliers, and just going to put here warehouse suppliers. Okay, so now the good thing, if someone tries to click here, let's just hit reload. Okay, let's just go and see. We might have not put it in the card, so the card we are actually having the item.href. This should work right now. Okay, so you can see now someone can click on this and takes them to actually the categories. Okay, if you want to confirm, you can just see that we have only one category, and they can just create a new one to see that if this changes. Okay, yes, the new category, I'm just going to say tires. Okay, this is the tires. This is the tires category, whatever, just yes, add like that. Okay, so you have this new category. If you just cross here, you can see that we have 2 categories. So I just go back to the dashboard. Just go back here. Now you have 2 categories, guys. So you can see we have 2 categories now. They are increasing, and this is good. Okay, so now one thing I'm just going to show down here, we can just show you can just also show the items and their quantities. So if you check here, we already have the items. I'm just going to click here. So we have the we have here this. I would want to get this this table, and we saw it there, but this time it doesn't have this. We could just even just bring this exactly the way it is. Okay, I'm just going to go to, So this is under sales, the overview page here. So we could just go ahead and look for where this that table was in the first. Close this. Let me close some of these things here. Okay, just want to close some of these things. Layout, sales card, even the sales card. Excuse me. And guys, you can hear the energy today is so low, and just because I'm overworking these days. I'm overworking for you guys, so I would appreciate for your generous contributions. If you buy me a coffee, that would be so grateful. Okay, so just moving down here, what do we want? I just want to bring a table, this table. And what is that table? What is that table? Let's just go and check. Back office, dashboard, inventory, items, and then this page here. I guess this is the one. Okay, so this is the one that is passing this. So I could just simply call the items. Okay, I could just simply call this function items. Let's just do that. So if I want to this overview, I will just create another one, but let's first pass this. I will show you something. If I just pass the items, you can just get them from inventory, just like that. And let's just see. Just click on this to go back on the dashboard. Okay. What? I thought just going back to this to the dashboard. Okay, so this is what we have so far. If we bring in the all items, so the only thing we actually just need is the table. We are not interested in this. We're interested only in this data table. So what you can just do is creating there, for instance, available stock. So, or we could just go here and we create in the dashboard item stock. I'm just going to copy this this whole thing, Control C. Just go in the dashboard, create another. Okay, you can just go and see current stock. So you could just say current stock. Okay, dot JSX, and just paste this. So the first thing I'm just going to do is just change this to current stock. Okay, so you could just get all the items. We have the columns you want to give, and yeah, those ones are okay. We don't need this header now, or what we can just do is we can put a heading to this. Okay, you can just put like H2, and you see current stock. Okay, so we just saw this exactly the way it is. And then I'm just going to go this time, instead of just using, I'm just going to bring in current stock in the overview here. I will just bring in the current stock, and they can just remove here the items. Let's go ahead and see what this is going to change. Okay, so we have the current stock. We have this the current stock. I'm just going to make the heading more more good by just having the same design like on top there. And we could change even the background of this. So going to this other one, sales overview, you can see the heading here. Let's see the heading. So the heading has these designs. It is text, Excel, and nothing much. So just going to go to the current stock. Okay, let's first give this a class name. Okay, let's give this one text Excel. Okay, but just maybe font same bold. And here we can just see class name BG select 50. I don't know how this one is going to look like. Oh, it is BG select 50 already. I'm not sure. Okay, it has changed slightly a bit. Okay, just can I just change this to pink? Okay, and for this we need to also give this, cut this and you put it here. Okay, so let me first go back here. We have margin Y and this padding. I think I'm just going to only put padding here. Let's see. Okay, so this is good so far. Okay, and instead of just say here, I'm just going to say available stock, available stock items, stock items. Okay, okay, so you have the, at least you have the summary of the stock. Okay, someone can look, just give it slightly margin bottom, just give it a margin bottom of like 3. Okay, and this is the power of components, guys. You can see the how you start reusing the same component. So like we have this entire component there side, and later you can even edit it, you can even delete it. That is so powerful. Okay, but this we can see that we have the image, we have this. Okay, you could just also go and what else can you add? Okay, and this banner we can also change it something that is so meaningful. So we have the stock. Someone can look at the stock, the quantities that are remaining. That is the most important. And if you wanted, we could even remove some other things, but we are leaving them there. Okay, what else can we show? Would be a table showing like the warehouses. Okay, it would be the table showing the warehouses. Okay, and then in the warehouses, for instance, if we wanted to show the items in different warehouses, how would we do that? Okay, first of all, let me just go to this API, just duplicate just like this. I just want to access the API, so just say API. Okay, and here just have like warehouse. Okay, so we have two warehouse, guys, and if I just go to the schema for the warehouse, just go to the schema for the warehouse, you just notice what is the warehouse, user, supplier, transfer stock, item. So we have this warehouse. Okay, so if you just look at this, we have this saying item, the array of item here. So if I just go back to these routes, more especially for the warehouse, let's just go back to the warehouse. Okay, and then in this warehouse we are fetching, not this, just this one, where we are fetching all the warehouses under this gate. So I can just include, so you can just say include. Okay, I can just do this, include item, and I say true. Okay, let's just see what this adds. Okay, this gives us an error. Is it supposed to be items? There is something here. The name warehouses is defined multiple times. And where is that? Sales overview. Just a second, let's just first go to sales overview. Sales overview. A second, we have warehouse data, we have warehouses, and I think that's the only place. Okay, I think that was the error for some time back. Okay, okay, just look at this. So we have Prisma, client error, find many cannot select both the scalars too, and a specific scalar field item. I'm wondering if we should just say items. First of all, let me just first go a second. So if I just go to the warehouse, this can't be items because it will probably give us error. Just saying items. Okay, so this gives us error because the items is not there. So just see. Cannot select both scalars true and a specific scalar field items. I don't know why this is happening. I just first go back to this route. So we have warehouse find many, order by this, and then include items true. Let's just go to this Prisma. Okay, so if I just go here, I have this. Why didn't this put items, just like items? Because this is supposed to be like items, and then like of this item. It can't be just like capital like that. Because if you just go to the item, the item has warehouse ID. Basically what it means is that each item belongs to a certain warehouse. So if I wanted to get this, I should be able to get it. Okay, and can I run the studio? to change the problem if you don't run the studio. Let's see if this is going to have problems. It's supposed to be items, guys. If you just look at others, let's just check to confirm with others. Okay. For instance, in the supplier, even in the supplier, guys, it's not supposed to be items, supposed to be items. I don't know. Here, items. Okay, then just go and see all others if everything is okay. Okay, even this brand items. Okay, just go in the unit items. Okay, category items. Okay, now let's see if we now run. Because like this one is supposed to be also adjustments. Okay, like here if we just said add stock adjustments, add stock adjustments is an array, and then these ones are transfer stock adjustments, just like that. So I'm just going to go and run, see if this is going to allow me to do what I want. It might involve deleting everything. Okay, just Ctrl C. Just see here if we can just stop the system and run npx prisma db push. Let's just try to push and see if this is going to accept. If it doesn't, we have to delete all the stuff and then we redo it. Let me just wait and see. Just waiting. Let's just wait and see. I just try and see. I don't know why it is delaying, but okay, it has accepted. It has accepted, says it is in sync. Okay, npm run dev, npm run dev. Okay, npm run dev. Okay, we are starting again. Okay, now what I just want is this here. You know, I'll just be loading it there, and I'll just wait here and see if we have the errors. You just wait and see if we have the errors. Compiling the API route compiled in that time. Let's see what is going to give back. Okay guys, look at this guys. So now we have the warehouse, and then inside the warehouse we have the items. Okay, look at this, we have now the items. So we can have or items in a particular warehouse. Okay, we can have the items in a particular warehouse, and that is good. And this goes, if you wanted to see also the suppliers with the warehouse and all that kind of stuff, you can still do. So I believe we could just I don't know why this one is having this. We can reload. Okay, can just reload the page. So we could just go ahead and do more stuff now with that, more especially showing. We could just go and show stuff for in different warehouses. Okay, we could just go in different warehouses and we show the items that are within those houses. That is a good thing for the owner of the shop to know. For instance, what are the items that are in this warehouse, and what is the quantity of those items in those places. So it would be a good one to show to the owner, and let's see how we are going to go about it. Okay, it is just here loading the user. We might just need to log in again, I guess, or something. Let's just wait and see. I don't know why this is taking forever. Okay. Let me just hope everything is okay. The overview page, everything looks fine. I don't know why we are still having this loading the user. Okay, finally we are in. Okay, so we have this. Let me just close up this. Okay, so this all the items. Okay, whatever here you have here, this is the items that are in stock, but we can just also go and show items in different warehouses. Okay, someone can say now stock in this name of the warehouse and see even how the stuff is distributed. Okay, if you just look at this, for instance, now this one would also see there is this sort of inconsistency we have to sort. Okay, for now let's just first try to fetch that onto the UI. So how would we fetch the items in the warehouse in a particular warehouse? Okay, how would we do that? Okay, let's just see available stock items. Now if I just want to show for only warehouse, we could loop this component here. That is also possible. We could loop this component. Let me just try to do that. Okay, if you go to this we have this the current stock component. Okay, so right now we could make it take in this as the stuff. We could make it to have that here like that, or we could just take it as a component and then we loop it through. We give it the title and then we give it the also the items, because the only thing it takes in is the items. The columns remain constant, but the most important thing is the items. Okay, so we could go to where we are coding it from, which is this here. And the good thing is this is the that is, we could just come here and cut this. So when I cut this, I pass it here as items. Okay, so I pass it here as items. It will still come and go here. So on top here, where I'm just having it here, sorry. So here I'm just going to go ahead and fetch this here. Okay, I'm just go ahead and fetch this, and I'm just going to make this async. Okay, get items, and I'm just going to pass this here. Items is equal to items, and just something like that. And this and this should populate it back await get data. So just go here, import get data. Okay, just a second. Okay, so we have these items. Everything still shows up the way it's supposed to, but the advantage now is that we can do this. So down here we can just go ahead and also fetch warehouses. So you can just come here and I say warehouses, and then I just pass here warehouse. Okay, and then down here you can just map through. So I can just say go and say warehouses dot map. Okay, so I can just map through these warehouses, and then I have a single warehouse. Okay, and then what I want to return is actually this. I just want to return this warehouse component, this one, the current stock component, just inside here. Okay, I'm just going to pass in. So since we have this warehouse, this is going to be warehouse dot items. So you can pass in the items, and then I can just pass in also the key as I, just like that. This is a cool one. Let's hope this will go well. So this should supposed to put now to multiply, and we add like 2. Let's just wait and see. Okay, so we have an undefined title, and by default I don't know why this is giving this, because okay, so if you also look at the items that we are getting, let me see. We are getting these items, and they don't have the nested things. Okay, they simply have this and the quantity, and most especially that's the only thing we want actually. So let me just go and edit this this current stock. So in the current stock we can just say we want the image, title, and the quantity. So these two we can just remove them. Okay, we can remove them, and that one should solve our problem. Okay, okay, let's see. Okay, so we have here now, of course we have this available stock. There is no data here, and then we have this, and then we have this spanner. So what we just want is to update these titles. So even the title in this current stock is going to come. So I'm just going to say title, and then just bring this title here, cut this, and just put here title. Okay, so the title should come. So if you just come to the page here, the first one, you can just give it title. Okay, just give it a title, this one, and then for these ones we are going to generate also the title. So I'm just going to say title, and this is going to be generated. I'm just going to say available stock, stock. Okay, stock items. Okay, in. Now we put the name of the warehouse, which is going to be warehouse.title, warehouse.title, just like that. So let's just see if this updates now. The titles, let's just see in a second. Okay, so you can see now we have available stock, then we have available stock in this Kasese branch, and you can see there is no data, and then there's available stock items in the main, which is having this. Okay, now one thing that has to update is we are still having the problem, because if you look at this stock, we made a transfer. Okay, we made a transfer here, that inventory summary, you see that the branch has 130 and the main has 50 of these items. So we made a transfer from this. If you remember, these ones were originally 180, as you can see, but then we made a transfer. Okay, we made a transfer to this. We sent some to this one. So we're supposed to be having like item here, the same item, and even the same item here, but then they are dividing the quantities. So how are we going to achieve that? Okay, how are we going to achieve that? Because when we make the item transfer, we are supposed to effect also. I don't know if it's supposed to be done in the transfer. Okay, so if we just go back to the API adjustments, and let's start with more especially with the transfer. So we made a lot of stuff when we're just doing the transfer stock. Actually, yeah, the post. So the first thing, we first get the giving warehouse. So here we get the giving warehouse using the warehouse ID, and then we get the current stock that is currently there, and then we compare if the stock is greater than what we want to transfer. If that is the case, we just go ahead and update. So we only updated the stock in the warehouse. If you just see here, we have new stock for giving warehouse. We just new stock for giving warehouse is this, after subtracting the current give warehouse minus the transfer stock, this becomes the new one, and then we did the update this to this. Okay, and then we also have get the receiving warehouse. Okay, we are supposed to make a lot of transfers here, and then we have the get the current stock and blah blah. Okay, now one thing, if you just check here, is that we also have the item ID actually. Okay, so we could also just make some updates to the item. Okay, we could just make the updates in the item, more especially with where this item is located. Okay, so we have the item. So the item for it, I guess we are supposed to transfer the item from one from one warehouse to another warehouse. Okay, we are supposed to transfer the item, because if you check here in the items, okay, if you check here in the items here, you see that we have this item array, and in this branch we have the items saying it is empty. However much the stock changed, the stock changed to 130, but then we don't have this here. Okay, so one thing we can update is suppose like to add this item to this item ID. So how do we update this array to add some items? That becomes the question. Okay, so that is a good one to think about, as we're having here this stuff here. Okay, and let me see if there is anything else. I think this is really good to show the stock. Okay, now this makes sense, but now the dividing of the stock like this, because if you say available stock is only one item, which is 180, understand this is like is understandable, and then it is divided in the Kasese branch. We have 130 items of these spanners, and then we have 50 at the main. Then this should be reflecting here. Okay, this should be reflecting here. Now we should be like adding this, updating the items array. I'm not sure how do we update, for instance, if we have to update these, both the giving warehouse and also the main warehouse, we have to update the array. So I'm thinking, so how would we update that array? So just go back to code here, and what it means is that we could just go and for instance, I don't know if we could just like delete the transfers. Let's just first go to this inventory adjustments. Okay, just click on this inventory, and then we have these adjustments, as you can see, like for instance the adjustments, and I think these ones are also good if you also show them on the dashboard. And then down here I just going to this for incrementing the stock. I just want to delete these ones. Okay, I just feel like, I don't know if they delete works. I just delete. Okay, and even this, delete it. And then also this one, I don't know. Just like delete this. Okay, so there is no data in this to display, which is good. Now I want just to make like an adjustment. So right now let's just review what we're supposed to do. So we have to use somehow this item ID in one or the other, and this item can help us fetch a particular item. We could just get this item. Okay, we could get this item, and we have to get this item in a couple of ways, because we have two warehouses here right now. Okay, so down here at the end of the day, where we make these update stock and everything, after that then you create an adjustment. So before you create an adjustment here, okay, you are supposed to do something like update the item in both warehouses. Okay, you're supposed to get this in warehouses. So okay, we have the item, so this the item in the giving warehouse, and then we also have the item in the receiving we have this in the receiving warehouse. Okay, so we have the item. We have to first get first of all this item. Okay, we could first of course get the item, and we could even go ahead and update it. Okay, but then we only just want to update it in the in only the warehouse. Okay, in the sense for it, when we check the item, it should have 180 in that case, but then that 180 should be distributed into these two warehouses, the one that is giving and the one that is receiving. Okay, so we could first fetch that item. I don't know if we should first like fetch it, then we update it, because if we update it from if we update it from the main model, that one would cause an effect. Okay, one thing I could just do is adding it. Just first try to see if, for instance, I get the item, so const item, okay, is equal to await db dot item, okay, then dot find unique. Okay, so you could just say find unique, and then we are saying where, okay, where id is equal to item id, just as simple as that. So you could just find this item, that is cool. Then how do we, for instance, update the receiving warehouse, because this one should get the stuff. So if I just go ahead and I say, for instance, receiving, so const update const update receiving, okay, receiving. So this is just going to say update receiving warehouse is going to be equal to await, okay, and we say warehouse await db dot warehouse, okay, dot update, okay, dot update, and in the update we pass in two things. We pass in where, so you can just see where id is equal to warehouse, maybe receiving id. I don't know what we gave this here. Updated, we can just say copy from this updated here. That is where we updated here. Okay, I don't know if we should just update at once, because here there is this yeah, they just like update it at once. So instead of doing another update down here, where is it? Just get this, just get the item, just get the item here. I'm just going to go ahead and get the item. We can just get right away this item up here, that's no problem. And then this update thing just going to do. So we have the item. Okay, let me just go ahead and this updated, let's just look at updated receiving warehouse. So here we are adding where IDs, receiving ID. So here we are having stock quantity. We can also just pass in, if you just look at it here, it has these items. Okay, you're just going to pass in the items. Okay, and then the items. Now what I don't know is if I'm supposed to do something like this. Okay, and then you add, not delete, just like we add the item, like first spreading the existing ones, and automatically this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. Now if we update to item, what it would mean, if you do to this, this would mean this would mean something else, like to might replace all the items that are existing there already and replace it with this one. But let's just give it a try. Okay, like create a new adjustment. Okay, and you just want to transfer stock. So for this, we just add any reference number. The quantity, I just want to transfer like 10, and select the warehouse that will give the, of course, the main, and then this one is going to be the Kasese branch. We are transferring only 10. Okay, so whatever, just create the adjustment. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, so of course the things we did here, more especially this one. Okay, they just look at the error. Okay, there is a lot of things going on here. Where ID data, then we have, you see here, items. You're going to set it to this, and then like ID, and then the question here, they're saying delete item where unique input and blah blah. Argument ID, did you mean set? Available options are with that, blah blah. So to cut the story short, there is something needed to be done within here. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to leave out this one. Let me just comment this one out, not all of it, just only this for the item. We have the item, that's the good thing. But what I'm just going to work on in the updated code, those ones who are going to get the updated code, as I've said, this is going to be the last episode. But the ones who get the updated code, you will find you will find that in the code. Okay, you will find that in the code. I'll just go and update that functionality. I'm just going to make research how it is. Okay, and right now we still have this. Okay, just refresh. Okay, so we have this. We have to work on to these updates, whereby if we make an adjustment, it makes sense. Okay, like these figures make sense. I'll just put that functionality. I'm just going to make research, put it, and those ones who will get the code, they will find it in there. Okay, so one thing I'm just going to talk about before I end the video is that if you want to deploy, the first thing, let me show you, to those ones who want to deploy and you are going to deploy on Vercel, the most important thing you have to first add is in the package.json. Okay, you must add this, guys. You must add this. Post install, set it to Prisma generate. This one will help you to, before you start building the app, it will first generate the new Prisma client, and then you can use it in the app. Okay, that is the first thing. Make sure you add this script, okay, in your package.json, post install as Prisma generate. And when that one is done, the next thing is to make sure that your environmental variables, of course, you have added them in the get ignore file. Just add this .env here so that you don't accidentally pass your environmental variables to GitHub. And the next thing is, of course, now having the ones who are going to get the code, you will not get this there. Okay, you will not get this there. Just simply create yours, go to upload thing, get the keys. Next is, we have very few things here. Okay, so the next thing to do is on the Vercel, you must upload, or you must add all these. Okay, you must add all these when you are adding the new app on Vercel. Before you deploy, they will ask you for environmental variables. Copy all the keys plus their values. Okay, key and the value, save them, then click deploy, and that's it. There is nothing much to configure. If you get any errors, okay, if you get any errors, just try to troubleshoot or let me know any errors you are getting while you are deploying, and we'll just get in touch and I see if I can just help you solve the problem. Okay, yep, so that's it, what I can just say. We have one challenge that we have all of us to do. You can actually work on this. Okay, this would be very interesting for you to work on as well. Okay, you can just work on to this and you make it really much better. Okay, and I don't think we need like it should just be like this banner. We could also even hide that banner. I don't think it is really necessary. In my this one, I think is this dashboard banner. Let me see. Yep, I think that is the one. I don't think it is really necessary. We can just put it off. Okay, so that we have our dashboard looking like this. Okay, you can also just go ahead and show, for instance, all the the adjustments with the items. You can show suppliers if you wanted. Okay, you could show the suppliers with the items they have supplied, but I think the stock is the most important one to show here. Okay, yeah, so I'll just work on this, or I can even just like make a short video to make sure we see this. Okay, so what I did, I first paused the video for a second and then I went first scratched my head over it, and I don't know what I just came up with can work or not, but to just about like 10 minutes to think about it, not like to overthink on the screen, but I just like went some minutes and first like searched on and asked like different questions, and then I just have some gotten some idea. So as we have here in this is the transfer in the transfer stock. So you can see here in the transfer stock we just have this. I don't think we even need this item, but the first thing we did is to first actually on the giving warehouse we first got this giving warehouse, and on it we got the current stock in the giving warehouse, and using that stock we did an if statement. Okay, we did an if statement. If the current giving warehouse stock is greater than the transfer stock, if it is true, then we go ahead and do the transfers. If it is not, then we give this error. Okay, so inside here the first thing is we first get the new stock for the giving warehouse, and we get by getting the current giving warehouse stock minus the transfer stock, and then after getting this new stock, then we go ahead and update it. Okay, so like this is the new stock now. Okay, in other words, this is the stock of the item we are transferring to this. We are trying to get the remaining. Actually, here this is the giving warehouse, so we have to get the remainder. This new stock here is the remainder after we have transferred the item. So we go ahead and update. But again, we can also update the item in the giving warehouse. And how we do that is instead not modifying the giving warehouse, but instead looking at the warehouse, but instead actually manipulating the item itself. Because if you look at the item, when you add the item ID, that's where this item ID, the warehouse ID becomes magical. If you check in the item, if I just went to items here, so if you just went to items, okay, you will see that the item has these warehouses. Okay, it has this and it is using the warehouse ID. This warehouse. So if we want to add a warehouse, we simply use this warehouse ID. So we are updating the item where ID is equal item ID, and the data we give it a new warehouse ID, which is giving the giving warehouse ID. So and then we give it the quantity. Okay, so we are giving it the quantity now of this item should have. So the quantity, of course, is going to be like the new stock for the giving ID, okay, for the giving warehouse. And then down here, we start the receiving warehouse. We first get the receiving warehouse, we check the current stock, and then we get the new stock. Okay, we get its new stock, and the new stock can come here. You just see that the updated receiving ID, we have this, and we add the stock, and then we can do the same thing. We update the receiving the warehouse ID, we update the item with the warehouse ID is the receiving ID, and then also give it a new quantity. Okay, so after doing that, I'm just not sure what is going to happen, but what we can do definitely is first of all, we can create a new item to solve this. I'm just going to go and create a new item. So from here, I can just go to the items and try to create a new item, and then we'll make an adjustment for that item. So I'm just going to click here, create new. Okay, I'm just going to create, click on create new. Just wait, and if you're just online, you have to be patient. Okay, So the categories, I still want them to be, just change even the category to the tires. And I'm just going to get a photo of a tire here very fast. Car tire, whatever. Just get like a car tire, get images. Okay, they just get here this nice image. Just save this. Okay, they just save it in the downloads. Okay, and just going to say car tire, just like that. Let's go back here to creating the new item. I just going to see Japanese tire model 1 2 3, whatever. Then SKU, we can just have this. I'm just going to cut this, do a fake field. So I'm just going to do fake field here. I'll just rename it only here. We have the tires, that's okay. Change the, so the items, let's make them 100. Okay, pieces, brand Germany, I don't know, maybe we just, since it is Germany, just say here Germany. Okay, so we can just leave others. We just simply upload the image. I'm just going to upload the image of the tire here. Upload this. Okay, just upload this, and then we have the change tire. Okay, so you have that, so just say save item. Okay, saving the new item, please wait. Okay, so item has been created. We can just go and check this out. Okay, so we have 2 items now. This is great. So just go and make a transfer, and that should be also reflected like on the dashboard. You can quickly check on the dashboard and see, and you can see on the dashboard we have this, and the items have also updated to 2. This is great. So now what I just want is to make a transfer. So just go to this adjustment. Okay, just go and make adjustment, and you're not going to create a new stock but the transfer. Click new and just say transfer stock. The item, we have the German tire selected very well. Let's just say here G20 what, let's just say want to transfer 20 items. Okay, so you're transferring from this main. Okay, and by the way, that also, so by default when the item is added, we are supposed to give it a default warehouse. Maybe actually we did we choose, let me just first check. I think we must have made a mistake. Just first get this item, see the warehouse, it is in right now. So the quantity, this, and warehouse, let's just go and check the warehouse. Okay, so the good thing is the main. Okay, the good thing is the main. Okay, that's great. We have added it on the main. So let me just go here, transfer from main. Okay, transfer from main to the branch. Okay, now just going to here, transferred only 20. Okay, just say here save. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, I just go down here. Okay, successfully simulated callback, blah blah, compiling. Okay, reference receiving warehouse ID is not defined. Okay, and this is where we are having receiving warehouse ID is not defined. Let's just see. We have here, do we have the right spellings? Okay, we need to have the right spellings, more especially for the receiving. So where we added the receiving, update the receiving, this, I don't know why they are saying it is not defined. We could first check all this here. We console.log. We could just go ahead and console.log this down here, console.log. Okay, we can just go ahead and console.log these two IDs. I don't know where that problem came from. So we have the giving, and it is having giving warehouse ID, which should be the same in all these cases here. Okay, and then we have the receiving. Okay, then here where we have this receiving warehouse ID, select it, and then it is also there. So I don't know where they are saying. Okay, there is one place, update the item in the receiving warehouse ID. Okay, so there is the something not right here. This, sorry, receiving warehouse ID. The spelling might be here beating us. Yep, so it must be the spelling there. Okay, it must have been just the spelling mistake. Let's just go ahead and do the transfer again, and we can just reload the page, or we could just like try to save again and see. Something went wrong. Are we having the same problem because it had not refreshed? Let's see. Receiving is not defined. Is it the same thing here? New stock for receiving is not defined. Okay, so just go and add still here. In this update item in receiving this new stock, we calculated it here up where we have this new stock for receiving. We calculated it there, and you see this is a different spelling. Okay, for the giving, I don't know if everything is okay. We could also confirm updated, and then we have like this giving ID. Yeah, giving ID is okay. Then new stock for giving, yeah, I think even new stock is okay. We'll just try once again. Try one more time. Okay, let's try one more time. Save. Okay, okay, so it has been created. You can just close up here and just check. So you have the new adjustment. So what I just want to check is in these items. So just reload these items. Okay, so I can see something different actually. So I see the quantity reduced. Okay, the quantity reduced to 190, which is nice. and that is the giving warehouse. Let's go down here, and we see we have now a new warehouse with stock 80. Okay, let's just go to this dashboard and we see. So I'm just going to go to home, see what happened exactly. Okay, so now first of all, we have the inventory stock here in the Kasese main branch is 190, in this is having 80, and I just want to, we could just delete this, even if we delete it, just like leave it. Now the tire we have 190. Now if you check, now we have in the main we have 190 items of this. Okay, and that makes sense. And then in this available stock in the main, why don't we have the tire in the, we have in this branch, we have these ones. Okay, it seems like it did it like vice versa. Did it just like update? Because yeah, I'm seeing we still have 180, but we don't have this this item. Okay, so this conflict, at least we have something. You can just go ahead and go through this logic. This is the most actually advanced logic in the whole application here of updating this. Okay, but I will just sit down very nicely and try to figure it out. Like it should be doing the right thing here. I will remove all the items, then add one item one by one, try to make the adjustment and see how it goes. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, guys, just subscribe. Okay, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm so grateful. I'm so much grateful. I'm a fan of if Zoho. You have subscribed already. They have millions. You can find all the links here, the nice links. One for buying me a coffee. Another one is for a waitlist for the course. You can just go here and join this waitlist, and then when the course is available, I will just let you in. Okay,